Hello, it's PÖFF TV, and here we meet the filmmakers. Today it's historical moment. Two Karins are speaking to each other. Hello, Karin Junger,
Hello, Karin.
the screenwriter and director for the film Pupil. And you are having international screening here in a Just Film Festival. How do you feel prior to the premiere?
I feel happy. I'm not worried. I mean, I have confidence, but I know it's a difficult subject. So I know it's for some people it's hard to watch. But I always intended to make a film that confronted the viewer. So that's okay.
I think you're really brave to choose subject like this because, to be honest, how will the young people know otherwise if they're not informed that if something like this happens in your life, like the main character have to go through, that you need to find the first adult to tell about it. Like also in the film, the kid understood that it's not okay, but he didn't go to any adult anyway.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main problems with child abuse, that it's a taboo subject. And the fact that it's a taboo means that children don't dare to talk about it. And that means that it's going on and on and on. So I'm always a little bit upset when I hear people being very shocked about it and very angry. But then if you are really angry and if you are really wanting to prevent it from happening, then I think one of the first things that should happen is to talk about it and also explain to the children that this can happen in a quiet way. I mean, it's no need to be hysterical about it. But we need to have an open discussion about it, about how to prevent it, and also about how to react when it happens. Because, like in the movie, you see that the parents, for instance, they are dramatizing it a lot and almost hysterical, the mother, and that doesn't help the kid at all. So I think we should think about how to react, because the way she reacts, I mean, the history makes him even feel worse. Like, it's so terrible what happened. I'll never come over this. And also, I hurt my mom. He feels guilty. So all this I think it's good to think about it and to find better ways to deal with it. Because we live in a world where there are dangers. And for kids, one of the dangers is that some adults don't take care of them, but use them. And we should deal with that.
Yes, shortly for the viewers as well, that the film talks about the young boy who's a football coach is making friends with him, basically grooming him, making him believe that they have like this great friendship and they love football and they have so much in common. And on a shadow of that, he starts to abuse the boy. And also when this abuse was revealed, actually there was also shame, ignorance, like all the feelings that went around in a society or their closer group of people, like in this football club. I like the speech in the last scene.
Yes.
The football club boss is making a speech like it was very successful season behind of us, but don't mention anything.
No,
it was true. Very different.
I think that's also, besides the hysterical reaction of the parents, you see that the football club, the leaders of the football club, they ignore it totally because they don't want to address it. They want to, to hide, and they don't want to be associated in any way with abuse, although they are. And I think also the macho atmosphere in such a club, such a sport club, helps abuse, actually, because it makes children afraid to talk, because they have to be tough and don't be fragile or whatever, or vulnerable. And because I think like the whole atmosphere in such a club, like for instance in one of the first scenes where they break the eggs, the raw eggs on the head, is also for me a form of abuse.
I was feeling the same way. Adults are next. It's not boys only. Maybe if it would be only between the boys, it's maybe a little bit different even though there might be this power dynamics already involved. But adults were like watching,
enjoying, encouraging. They were the ones, they learn it to the kids, and also the friends are bullying him about the abuse. So you see the reactions. One of the things that struck me when I read the story was that the reactions of the environment, so the friends, the parents, the club leaders, are almost as damaging as the abuse itself. So that's something, for me, this story is about all of us. It's not only about a pedophile and a child, a criminal and a victim. It's about also how do we react, because we all have a responsibility towards this.
So you were writing the script yourself. Where did you find the story, or what inspired the story?
It's based loosely on a book, and the book was written by a man who was abused when he was a child. So it's a true story. It's based on a true story, and the film is different. But what I try to do, because that's what I found in the book, is to really show the impact that it has on the boy, and show how it worked, and also the dynamic of the relationship, because I find it interesting that there is a dynamic that the power shifts. So in the beginning you have this strong football coach who is a role model, and the child who is ignorant and he's manipulated, and he doesn't really know or understands the consequences of everything. And then slowly it shifts. So you see that the boy is becoming more stronger. He refuses also to do certain things, and he loses his respect for his coach. And at the end, the coach is a broken man. And so I find that very interesting. And it's also, I think, we used to talk about the sex mainly, but it's not only about sex, because in this relationship it's also about loyalty. So the coach destroys, in fact, the loyalty the boy has towards his parents and his friends, because he learns him to lie, basically, because they don't talk about it with nobody. And it's also very damaging, I think, for a child to discover that an adult is teaching him to lie, basically. It's and lying. That's not a person you want to respect. And so I think those aspects are also very interesting in this type of relationship. It's not only about the sex, basically. It's about much more, because what I found interesting is that the guy who really went through this, he told me the coach never had to threaten him not to talk. Okay. He never told him, don't talk about it to anybody. Because the child said, I knew from the start that this was something that we shouldn't talk about. So those things are very subtle mechanisms that make such a thing possible also.
What about the young boy who played the main character? He was around 12 or something?
Yes.
How was the casting process? Because if it's such a difficult subject, I'm sure some parents don't want their kids to be in the film. Many kids maybe don't want to be in the film. but some young but maybe more mature attitude kids are maybe able to do that.
Yeah. Well, I think that this child is a special child. We had when I met him the first time with also his parents, he immediately said, "I want to tell this story, and I'm able to do it because I can empathize a lot." And that's true, actually. And it's a child that himself in real life went through some suffering already, because his parents had a difficult divorce, and he was lonely, and he felt pain. He knows pain, and somehow that makes it easier for him. It gives him tools to understand the character and to play it, I think. But we had lots of discussions with him and his mother about the movie, about the story, about the intimate scenes, and to really make sure that they knew where this was about, and if they really wanted to commit to this. And so I think I went along very well with him, and we could talk about it. And he understood very well the story. And we rehearsed also with the actor playing the football coach. We rehearsed a lot. They went along very well as well. And so it was a whole process. And also during the shoot, for instance, in the film there are some porno shots that he's watching on TV that the coach is showing him. On the set, we never used those images. We put it during the editing in the movie.
Okay, yeah.
So he wasn't forced to look at those scenes, or when they were very delicate or rude sentences, like he had just had a blowjob and the coach is asking him to do it to him. Then we asked the coach, the adult actor, to say another sentence with the same amount of syllables. I don't know how to call it.
Yeah,
but the same length and the same beats. So, and later in the editing, we changed the sentence. Okay. You understand? So because he didn't want to hear those words. So we adapt in order to make it easier for him. But he knew, because he read the script, so he knew exactly what the scene is about.
You had already a premiere in Netherlands. What was he thinking after seeing this film?
The young
boy,
actor.
Yeah.
Oh, he had seen it before during editing.
Okay.
Already. So, now he's very proud, and he should be, because he did an amazing job. So I thought also it's not useful to say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and to anticipate for problems.
Yeah.
He was very proud of his achievement as an actor.
It was a really difficult role to play, and he did
He did a good job.
And you did good job, because obviously director brings everybody together.
Yeah.
You have also documentary filmmaker background, and it was your third feature, right? How do you feel? Which format gives you better opportunity to tell a story? Is there any? Can you even compare them like this, or?
It's different. Yeah, it's different. With documentary, you get presence from real life. And here it's different, because here you create a life, basically. And actually, I now enjoy a lot fiction.
Okay.
Because reality is sometimes hard to handle. Sometimes you have an ideal shot or an ideal scene, and reality is totally different, and you never get exactly what you wanted. But it can be wonderful also. But then I like the fact in fiction that you can control more. So
and you know what you basically almost, you know what you get. I mean,
yes, it's a luxury for me. It feels like a luxury to have a whole team and a whole cast creating exactly what you imagined. That's a wonderful gift, basically.
When did you start the project? How many years it took to complete?
Well, it took 10 years, but I did other things in between, you know. So I wasn't working only on this project, but it took a lot of time, because when I started, actually nobody was enthusiastic about it, because everybody said, like, producers, distributors, everybody said nobody will want to look at this because it's not a nice subject. But the strange thing is that there's actually a lot of interest in the movie now. So apparently people want to see this and talk about this subject.
That's very interesting. If you said that you started 10 years ago, and back then it was difficult to find producers, the times had changed.
Yes, I think so.
And we are now so much more open to discuss subject like this, because it's so important.
Yes.
But raise the awareness, like for youth and kids, awareness of issues like this.
Yeah, I think that's true. But I think until recently it was really difficult also, for instance, for the casting. When I spoke to the casting director, the first thing she said to me, "Oh my God, how are we going to find an adult actor willing to play this pedophile role?" It's very... Some actors don't want to do it. Many actors don't want to play this. And fortunately, I found a very good actor and very courageous also, who wanted to do it, because he saw the importance of talking about this subject. And you need some courage, I think, as an actor to do this. I know that the visagist, they asked me, didn't he want to be, didn't he want to change his face for this role, so nobody will recognize him? But he never asked for that. So he's very much okay with playing this, because he sees the reason to do it. But I see also there were many people who were very afraid that we might damage the young actor, for instance, but I don't think that was the case, actually. I think we were careful, and I think it was possible. But I think it is still very difficult to talk about it for many people. So, and I think, it's interesting that the way we look at it is also defined, as you said, like by the time we live in. So in other, like for instance, 30 years ago, people didn't look at it the same way, at least not in Western Europe. Because the main actor, he sent me a link of a TV show in the Netherlands that was in the 1980s, in the 80s of the 20th century. And there, the people were talking about pedophile relationship as almost something normal. And that, and so
oh my God,
we were like shocked, like, how is it possible? Like, you had a mother saying, well, if my daughter is introduced to sexuality by a very nice adult, is it really bad? Or, so in a way, it was like there was a huge tolerance. It was almost normal, the way they talked about it. So we were really puzzled by that, because we thought today nobody would talk about this in that way. So you see that in time, the way we see things changes. And maybe, because now I think sometimes it's too hysterical. I mean, I'm opposed to relationships, to sexual, intimate relationship between adults and children. There's no doubt about it, because it's not healthy, I think. But now the reaction is hysterical many times, and that is also, I think, not healthy. It doesn't help the kids.
Yeah, we need to have reaction, but as you said,
sensible,
something that
quiet.
Yeah,
it doesn't help your child. It's like I always say, if you have to go to hospital with your child because it needs an operation, you know that it's not nice, but you're not going to cry while walking to the hospital with him, because you know that will upset him. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's the same. I mean, as an adult, you have to think first before when you educate a kid.
Yeah, when I said before, it raises kids and youth awareness of the subject, but actually not only kids, for the adults as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And is there anything that you would like to say about the film that maybe we haven't spoke about yet, that you would like people to take with them while watching that, or
that it's about all of us? That's the main thing.
And I always think that how is it possible that things like this can happen in a like so sad, like regular or normal society, like they lived in a like, how to say, regular lives, normal football club kind of, but it happens there.
Yes.
And the parents don't discover that also really long time.
Yeah.
Is it so that sometimes we just don't have things like this in our mindset? Because
that's also,
you know.
Yes, I think so too. And it's also, I think that pedophiles are very smart in their strategies to groom a child, because what you see is they're the best friend of the parents also. So there's no suspicion there. So there are many things that play a role in this whole thing.
So thank you for this interview, and good luck with the international premiere, and thank you for making films out of the subject that you said 10 years ago nobody wanted to even like touch.
Yeah.
No producer. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.